A birthday party for one of the magicians in the local magicians club that I belong to here in Cleveland, and he celebrated his 95th birthday last week, or about 3 weeks ago actually. And he is famous for doing what is commonly known as the magician's 3-rope trick. Now this magician's 3-rope trick has been around for hundreds of years, and since he's 95 years old, he started as a child and he was doing magic for easily almost 90 years, and he was really, really good, particularly at the magician's 3-rope trick. Obviously, for the magician's 3-rope trick, you need to have 3 ropes. Now, he's been practicing for a very, very long time, and it's very difficult to keep track of each of the ropes, because each of the ropes have 2 ends, and each of the ropes have 1 middle. So that's 6 ends and 3 middles. And I suck at math, so whatever that adds up to, that's a lot. I was never able to get the 3-rope trick because there was too many ends and too many middles. So since I haven't been doing magic for 85 years, 90 years, I decided to start working on the magician's 2-rope trick. Now with the magician's 2-rope trick, obviously you still have 4 ends and 2 middles. And I suck at math, so it's really hard for me, whatever that adds up to. So I actually prefer to do the magician's 1-rope trick. Because if I do the magician's 1-rope trick, then you're only dealing with 2 ends and 1 middle. Now, the key to doing the magician's 1-rope trick is to keep track of the 2 ends and keep track of where the middle is. You always have to keep the ends in eyesight so that you know where they're at. Because if, for example, you hide one of the ends, then it looks like you only have a rope with 1 end and 1 middle. But of course, that doesn't make any logical sense. You always have to have a rope with 2 ends. You just have to make sure that you remember where the ends are at. Now, if you think that there's an end over here and an end over here, then you're mistaken, because the 2 ends are over here, and obviously the middle is back here in the middle where it belongs. Now, in case you didn't see that, I'll make it a little plainer for you to see here. Again, you have to keep track of where the ends are and where the middle is. If you lose track, you just have to make sure that you can see the ends at all times. Because if you just see the ends at all times, then you can see how they go to the other end of the rope, just like that. Now, the last thing that you want to do is you definitely don't want to accidentally pull too hard on the rope. Especially, this isn't an actual magician's rope, this is just a regular rope. I got it at the local store. Magician's rope is kind of stretchy, and you want to make sure that it gives a little bit, because if you pull too hard, you might actually accidentally pull the ends off of the rope. Now, if you pull the ends off of the rope, then you can't do any of the magician's rope tricks, because if you don't have a rope, you just have kind of like a hula hoop that's real limp, whatever. But now, if you have extra ends, you can just pop the ends back on the rope so that you can have a rope, and you can try to do the magician's 1-rope trick, or 2-rope trick, or 3-rope trick. Now a lot of you are going to give me funny looks, like, how did that happen? I'll let you in on a little secret, as long as you don't tell my fellow magicians in the magic club that I told you a secret. You guys remember when we were little, we used to rub balloons on our hair, and static cling would stick them on the walls? Right? Well, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, because some people say, oh, there's magnets or something like that, you know, trained spiders to cling to each other or something like that. It's actually static cling. Mic stand's kind of in the way here. Do it like this. If you just rub the ends like that, then you get the ends just to stick together, and then you end up with just one big loop. Now again, we magicians, we always carry extra ends. That way, in case we happen to have the rope with no ends, we can just throw the ends right back on. Oh, hold on a second. I didn't mean to put them there. I meant to put them over here. Yeah, okay. Now, again, with magician's 3-rope trick and 2-rope trick, it's really complicated to get lose track of where the ends are. If you can't keep track of the ends, then it's really important that you keep track of the middle. because the middle has to be in between the two ends. You can't have the middle over here, that would be silly. I mean, if you had the middle over here, then, again, you really wouldn't have a rope. You can't take the ends, and you can't, put the middle on the ends. That wouldn't make any sense, because it just doesn't make any logical sense. You always want to make sure that you keep the middle there in the middle, where it belongs. Now, again, I started off trying to do the magician's one rope trick, because keeping track of 2 ropes was problematic for me, because 2 ropes and 1 middle is hard enough to keep track of, as you can see. Having 4 ends and 2 middles definitely is too much for me. And definitely, if I had 6 ends and 3 middles, then that wouldn't make any sense at all for me. The problem with the magician's 3 rope trick, the way this 95-year-old did it, is he starts off with a small rope, a medium rope, and a long rope. But since I only have 3 ropes of equal length, I'm unable to do that trick, so I'll have to save that for next time.